Hello, citizens of the internet. My name is AJ and welcome back to my channel. I am the A to Z artist. Happy Sunday as always, but also a very special Happy Mother's Day to everyone watching. Shout out to all the moms. Our mothers are our support nets. We literally wouldn't be here without them, but for my case especially, my mom has been my biggest supporter since forever. So Mother's Day is a special day at our household. So I wanted to celebrate in a big way. I know last week I didn't put up a video. I did post on Facebook why, but I should probably mention it here. I lost like 3 hours of work, which taught me two things. The first is to save your work on a regular basis. And two is to save your work on a regular basis. I'll eventually keep going with what I was doing with that video and try something new with it. I decided to go a different direction this week because I really wanted to focus on Mother's Day that was going on. I wanted to celebrate my own mom. I wanted to celebrate just mothers in general. But my own mom in particular, because this entire video is me drawing my mom. But not just me drawing my mom over and over again for just her portrait or my style. I'm doing what's called the 10 Style Challenge. 10 Style Challenge sounds, again, and I say this a lot in my videos, but social media is very good at marketing. And the 10 Style Challenge sounds exactly as what you do with it. You pick 10 styles you really like, and then you try and emulate them for one single drawing, or one character, or one person. In my case, I drew my mom in these 10 different styles. Sort of. You'll see later on in the video. I did 8 different styles, and then the last 2 illustrations in this video are going to be, they're both my style, but I decided to take the design principles and design a character for my mom in these 2 separate universes. I thought that was kind of a fun way to kind of branch out from the original idea of the 10 Styles Challenge. It doesn't necessarily stay true to the heart of the challenge, but I just wanted to do more fun illustrations than just the headshots and my channel. I can do what I want. I think I'm at the point of rambling, so I'm going to just keep the video going. You can see what happens when I don't write a script. But I'm going to say it again. Happy Mother's Day, happy Sunday, and let's get into it. So now we are getting into the Peanuts portion of this. As a proud Minnesotan and proud lover of Charlie Brown and Snoopy since forever, I had to kind of try and emulate Charles Schulz's style, especially since I know it's one of my mom's favorite cartoon styles. This one took very, very short amount of time. The nice thing about the Peanuts style is that it's all very simple, basic shapes. I flew through it, so I really have nothing. I can't really say too much about that style work, other than the fact that, like many of these, I tried to pick ones that were more cartoony. I feel like I work a little more in like a Western comic book style, so it's a little more realistic, a little more detailed, whereas I don't work a whole lot with very simple design elements and rounded shapes. I use a lot of sharp, kind of almost manga-ish style stuff, but the really basic just circles and like the Gravity Falls one thing I'm working on, it's all circles and all very rounded shapes and very simple shapes, and that creates a good character design, especially for a cartoony style, but it's something I'm not used to working with, and so I had to really kind of play around and figure out, this looks right, but it doesn't look like my mom, and this looks wrong, but it looks like the style, and yeah, it was just hard to find a balance between all these different things going on in my head. One thing I should mention is kind of my favorites that came out of this. I think my Gravity Falls one is my favorite out of all of these, just because most successful style adaptation, like when I took in the Gravity Falls style, it looked like it was originally from Gravity Falls. The Archie Comics one is probably one of my favorites, just because of the whole idea of, it fit my style a little bit, but with some nuances that I'm not used to working with. The eyes in the Archie style are very, very simple and to the point where if you don't get like the lines just right, it doesn't look right. It looks almost a little scary, and I think that challenge made it a little more fun for me, but it also made this illustration one of the better ones, I think, in the group. I love the Archie one because it's a style I'm not used to working in. Obviously, I picked it for this video, but it's also like it's one of my mom's favorite properties. I know she loved the Archie comics growing up. I'm glad I got to work with it and really get to stretch that kind of creativity and also to do it right. I mean, I think it looks like Archie to me. It looks like an Archie comic. So I think I really succeeded with that one. It doesn't look as much like my mom as I wanted it to, but it's hard when you start simplifying objects and shapes that you start losing the, I'm trying to think of the right word, portraiture? Like you start losing the caricature? No. Whatever. You start losing what the person looks like. And that was something I had to kind of deal with throughout this whole process. I had to kind of push through feelings of kind of the ugly painting stage because I got to the point with most of these where it looked pretty close to what I was aiming for, but I was running out of, it looked wrong because I was looking at my mom's picture at the same time, so I was trying to balance out her look with the look of the cartoons I was trying to emulate. It was just a struggle in that regard, self-doubt struggle, but no, I'm really happy with it. I think most of these turned out really interesting. The ones I'm less happy about, the first one is the Animal Crossing one. That was the one I really felt like I didn't push very far. I like how it turned out. I mean, I haven't played any of the Animal Crossing games, even the big famous one that's going on around right now. And that's a style that is largely only a 3D model. So it's hard to kind of picture that in a 2D format like this. But I think I did a fairly decent job of that. It's just because I had to experiment with certain elements, I really didn't get a chance to find a unique design. They have a sloth character in Animal Crossing. The reason I picked a sloth in the first place was sloths are very good mothers. They carry their young around on their stomach, like the young is actually hanging from them for the first like 2 or 3 weeks of their lives. I turned her into a sloth for that reason, just because they're great mothers. They're very compassionate creatures. Yeah, I just didn't feel like I really captured the uniqueness of this new character. I created a persona for her in that world, but it feels like other sloth characters that I saw when I was doing research. So I don't really think I succeeded with that one. And the other one I struggled with was the My Hero Academia style. I did that one completely for myself because I love My Hero Academia. It's one of my favorite anime, one of my favorite TV shows and comics at the same time as well. So I really wanted to do this style. I don't work with a very manga style, so the big eyes, the big shapes like that, I wasn't very comfortable working with it. And so I had to pull a lot of reference from a lot of different places. Overall, I'm happy with this just because it was really fun to do, to expand in these different styles. That's something I haven't really experimented with before. So the first style on here, and you'll see that I drew 2 characters for this one. Although the second character, I lost some of the footage for some reason. I don't know if I just forgot to hit record or what. But you get to see my mom and drawing her, and you get to see her picture on the right side, so that's fun. But this one, I got to work with my style, so it went a little bit slower, to be honest, but the headshot part went faster because it was working in my style, but I had to do a full body illustration for this because I like to torture myself, and also because I felt like it was necessary for this. the style I went to work with was Pokemon. But you can see that I'm working more realistically. I'm even using the fairly realistic proportions of my own mom. Why is that? Well, I'm not actually working in the direct Pokemon style. As you can see, I'm not working in an anime style. I'm working in a kind of homage to Pokemon Detective Pikachu because I loved that movie. I loved the work they did on creating realistic versions of all the Pokemon without differentiating too much from their original designs. I thought that was such a fantastic idea. So I wanted to kind of go with the idea, go with the trend of the Rhyme Sona, the Rhyme City Sona, that was going around the internet for a while with people creating their own personas if they had a single Pokemon partner and they were living in Rhyme City. I decided to make my mom a chef in this city, and I gave her the apron and the food bowl because apparently that's the only thing in my head that made sense, and she's a chef, maybe more of a baker in that instance. Apparently that's my only character design basis, so I really didn't push the character design too far in this one, but I really wanted to make it feel like my mom, and I guess I don't really see her in a big poofy chef hat. But that's one of the things about my mom that I wanted to capture in one of these illustrations was her love of cooking. I mean, she watches Food Network all the time. She's obsessed with the Great British Baking Show. She loves to expand her recipe count, like what recipes she likes to use. She likes to experiment, and so I really wanted to push that in one of these illustrations, and so that's what I decided to do with this one. The Rhyme Sona partner I decided to give her was, as you can kind of see in the inking process, once I actually get to him, you'll see him even better, but I decided to give her a Munchlax. So she always has a friendly little food monster to try her experiments in all of her food, because Munchlax, for those of you who aren't real big Pokemon fans, is the pre-evolution of Snorlax, which was a first-generation Pokemon. Snorlax was known for sleeping for hundreds of years or decades or something. I'm not reading a Pokedex entry, sorry, but he was known for sleeping for many, many years and then waking up and then consuming everything he could for days and then going back to sleep. Munchlax is his pre-evolution form, which takes out the sleeping part and just takes over with the eating part. And so I decided that was a good match for a baker or a chef, just to try out their recipes. Maybe a little bit too... you might eat too much of her food, but that's okay. I figured that would be, you know, my mom, she'd be like, oh, that's fine, yeah, that's cute. So I'm hoping she likes her little new Pokemon partner. I guess kind of in a way I am her Munchlax because I like to eat her food. So you've always had a Munchlax mom. Going through the kind of creative process of this piece, it really isn't any different than most of my others. I go through the same kind of inking style. Character design process went very fast. I really wasn't, like I said, pushing it all that far. I wasn't trying to... I felt like if I pushed the design too far, I was going to get away from the fact that this is supposed to be my mom. I think that's the part that I really wanted to focus on, was capturing her likeness, and I think likeness, that's the word. That's the word I was trying to capture, like I was trying to find like an hour ago. But I was trying to capture her likeness, and I felt like if I distracted too much from that with really crazy character design elements, it would have gotten away from my purpose. I still think I could have pushed the design a little bit more in here in different spots, but I don't know. I feel like this is something my mom would wear. The colors are kind of but I tried to balance out the red with the green to create a complementary color pair there. Try to go with a very simple Pokeball design in the background just to give it a little bit of a pop. But there's my mom and her Munchlax buddy. I kind of want that cookie though, so... Mom, can I have some cookies? On to the next video, on to the next illustration. The next one was kind of... We're a family that does like Harry Potter. We've always liked Harry Potter. I was the one that kind of brought the Potter franchise into our house because my grandma and I used to go to the midnight releases for all of the books, and I read through all of them. The first four I read through several times. The last three I only read through like once or twice each. But I loved Harry Potter. It was one of my favorite things. And so going to every year when we go to Disney World, not every year, but a lot of years we go to Universal Studios as well, and so we get to see all of the different Universal properties. One of which is the new one of the newer things there, which is the Harry Potter world, the Hogwarts Castle. It's one of our favorite things to go to as a family. We love seeing it, especially interacting with all the different magical elements. They did a fantastic job with that park. So I really wanted to design my mom as a witch in the Harry Potter universe, and might be one of my favorite illustrations I've done in a long time. There are problems with the anatomy. I made her hands huge, which I was completely unintentional, but sorry, that just happens. I recognize it this time, and I'll do better next time. But sometimes that's kind of a fun lesson too, is that you're not going to be happy with every piece you do, but you're also not obligated to, like, you can't just throw away a piece just because you don't like it. I hope that makes sense. I mean, I didn't like how the hands turned out, but overall this piece is still one of my favorites that I've done in a very long time. I like the color scheme. I like all the different elements of it. I love how the Patronus turned out behind her. I gave her an elephant Patronus because elephants, again, are one of the most empathetic creatures other than humans. Some humans. So I decided to give that to her, trying to represent her personality. Yeah, I just felt like overall this piece was very fun and very me. It was a very me design. I think I pushed, whereas the last one I didn't push the design very far. I kind of felt like I did some interesting things with this design. Not everything was great, but again, I'll learn that from that next time. But overall, I really enjoyed this one. I felt like I captured, maybe not my mom's physical likeness, but I kind of captured her personality in this, and I think that it turned out very well. I think I hope I did my mom proud in this one. But it's actually kind of interesting because we were just talking about the other day. I was looking to buy some T-shirts for just the family. Thought it'd be fun to buy some new nerdy T-shirts. I actually have a new one today, which I'm happy about. Bought it from the Bubba Gum shop at the Mall of America. But the shirts I was looking at, there were these really interesting ones on shirtpunch.com that were the 4 Harry Potter houses, and they did some really fun designs with the lion, the snake, the badger, and the raven for each of the 4 houses. And I kind of realized that our family has one of each of the houses. I feel like I'm the Ravenclaw. I value wisdom. I value trying to learn stuff. I'm always looking to learn more. That's just kind of who I am. That's what I like to do. I love reading. I love all that. My dad is definitely the Slytherin. If any of us is going to become a supervillain, it's probably him. So I love my dad, but yeah, that's always the end joke in our family, is that he's going to be the supervillain. So he'll be the Slytherin. My brother Sam is probably the Gryffindor of the family, just because he's probably the most brave of all of us, just because of how he's been through a lot of hospital time and stuff like that, and barely handles it with anything but a smile. And my mom is most decidedly the Hufflepuff, which means what I've noticed is that she values kindness and loyalty more than anything else, and that was just something I could see for her, being a Hufflepuff in the family. So a little bit of fun Harry Potter trivia from the A to Z artist. So that is it for this video. I'm going to let the rest of the time lapse play out, and I'll catch you at the end. Okay, and so that is our video for today. I hope you enjoyed my little tribute to my mom. My mom and I have always had a very close relationship, and I love doing pictures for her. She's kind of the reason I got into creativity in the first place. When I was a kid, she was always painting. She was always doing sculptures and stuff. And so me getting a chance to kind of show my appreciation for that, showing my creativity, it's always fun for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Go ahead and subscribe if you like my channel. Hit the bell if you want notifications whenever I do a video. I post every Sunday, but I'm not sure. Sometime I might change the date just because Sundays can be difficult. And be sure to leave a comment. My question of the day is, what is your favorite thing that your mother has ever cooked for you? Leave your answer down below in the comments, and I will see you next time. Be safe, be kind, and be sure to have a little fun this week. Bye! Apparently I'm just stupid. So I'm not gonna put that in. That would be stupid. This is my channel. I can do what I want. Sue me. Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me.